You're welcome.
Thank you.
You have to watch Deadpool, Wolverine. I actually watched it again with Jackson and...
I watched it again with Jack.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it with the kids here soon.
With the kids?
Yeah.
There's some shit in there that I'm like... So, he's like, Kevin Feige was really adamant about no cocaine. But then they're talking about, like, the one girl's, like, talking about flicking her bean. I'm just like...
Yeah, I don't care. Jack watched he watched all 3 of them. Like, I don't care. Like, he's fine.
It is what
to me, it depends on the kid. Like, if the kid can
they have
handle
to have
it,
some sort of maturity.
then
So
fine.
Jackson, he doesn't understand, like, certain references.
Right.
Like flicking her bean. He's like, you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
To me, it depends on the kid. If the kid can handle it, like, they have that kind of maturity level, fine. But, like, if there's kids that, like, don't understand, like, the difference between real and fake.
One day in, like, 20 years, he's going to rewatch the movie. Like, holy shit, my dad let me watch this?
Oh, no, he understood it all. Like, we've had those conversations. He knows.
So, look at the shit we used to watch when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. I watched a Bachelor Party when I was, like, 4.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of stuff I should not have watched.
And now, I mean, we never caught on to those references, and then we watch them again when we're older. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, geez, Rocko's Modern Life. The dude was a fucking sex operator.
There was a lot more than that going on in there. Hell, there were a lot of gay references.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy.
I mean,
Ren and Stimpy was really bad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what was it? What the hell? Ren and Stimpy. What the hell else was it? I mean, Angry Beavers was bad. That was a bad one.
Oh, the name of the show was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
there were
saying.
some bad ones on Nickelodeon.
I think we go too far in the direction of censoring our children nowadays. I really do, because we
never caught on to that stuff when we were younger.
To me, I think if your kid catches on to those things, you got a bigger problem.
Yes.
See, the problem isn't that we go too far with censoring them. The problem is that kids don't know where to draw the line, when to say and when not to say certain things. And that's where parents are like, my kids don't need to watch that because they don't know when they can and can't say that.
That's the parents' fault.
But then you also have parents who are just straight up fucking tight asses who are like, oh, that's fucking terrible and I don't want my kids around that. Even though eventually you're going to be like, you got to understand, like, one thing I've realized...
What is denied is much desired. So
yeah,
I'm sorry.
One thing I've realized is that if you hold your kids back from things like that all their life, when they get out, they're going to fucking
they'll
just
become
go
freaks.
Wild. Mm-hmm. I know this because
those kids turn out worse than us.
I've seen a lot of people grow up
Not that I
from
turned out
high
badly,
school that were like very enclosed and boxed in by their parents, and then they went crazy when they got out. And
I think that, like, I'm not like tooting my own horn or anything, but like, I turned out pretty well rounded, and like I would actually say that that's probably because my mom let me watch shit that I probably shouldn't have been watching at an early age, because by the time like it got to the point where like, I was understanding those things, I already had a pretty good idea of what that was.
I'm a direct result of why
Porky's
parents shouldn't let...
Oh yeah, my grandma let me watch Porky. Like, I watched Porky's with my grandma.
I watched Beavis and Butthead and shit as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, I'm just saying, like...
Mom didn't like us watching Beavis and Butthead.
No, she didn't care for that one. But, like, I'm just saying, like,
that was a bad one, but...
I think that, like, if you are a good parent and you are there to guide them through these things, I don't think there's really any reason to.
Yeah, but I'm also a direct result of why you shouldn't let your kids watch bad things as a kid.
But you also have
because I'm the one who's like grew up and never grew up.
But you also are the first to admit that you didn't have parents that were very good at guiding.
True. Yeah.
Watch
this.
I had a very good mother and a very good father who were good at guiding. So like. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, my parents would just like turn it on, let us watch it.
They wanted the TV to raise you.
Yeah, well, sort of, yeah, in a sense.
Yeah.
But my parents weren't exactly there, you know what I mean?
I watched Barney, so.
Yeah, see, my parents, they didn't do that.
I hated Barney, but I was like, hey, she learned her ABCs in 3 different languages from Barney. I'm good with it.
Sure.
Can't tell you now.
She couldn't do it now, but she knew it in French, Spanish, and English whenever she was like fucking 5. So I was like,
sure.
But now she's like, I don't even know how to say them in English.
AYZ. So
AYZ.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
YOLO.
We go a little too far in the other direction now.
LMFAO.
Yeah. LMAO?
Uh,
Sure.
uh,
What do you
anyway, welcome back. We are the
Our weekly how
Bonsai.
you guys aren't raising your kids right.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment down below how you raise your kids right.
Do you let the TV do it?
Yeah. Proper ass whoopings every week. We endorse
Should've got that in
shit.
Mississippi.
Yeah, no shit. Welcome back. We're the Bonsai Movie Crew. Whoop. I don't know if it's. I don't know. There's
Telling you how to raise your kids right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should do like
Endorse
one.
us.
You know what we should do? We need to do like a still of us jumping in the air. Like have one.
That should be our intro. We should do like a sitcom intro, and at the end we all jump in the air.
We should film a sitcom intro.
That'd be good.
That'd be fun.
We
That would be
need
fun.
to do
We
that.
that would be really
Go down
fun.
to the park.
Oh, we should do it like the Predator.
Have us all holding hands.
Do
and
it like the
running.
Predator.
Yeah, we'll do like we need to go
God.
find like a jungle-esque area. And go
Twelve
do Predator.
Park.
Yeah, go do like a
To
Predator.
hold
intro.
hands and run.
Yeah, at the end.
I'm not skipping to my loop.
No, it
And
would be
walk.
funny. Like at the end, we'll all skip to our loop and then jump in the air. It'd
Yeah.
be funny.
Would be funny. It's actually an image of us jumping in the air. We're actually jumping off a cliff.
The end is just us laying there.
Oh man, sorry about the. I've got a sinus infection, so I probably sound like shit. Anyway,
It happens.
stuff in my throat, stuff in my nose. Yeah, it's great. It's good.
You're gonna
stuff.
make people puke.
I'm gonna try not to,
It happens.
but
I was
if I
joking.
do, at least our podcast is effective
Real.
in some way. I don't have any news or anything like that this week. I'm not gonna keep covering the P Diddy shit until like something really blows up from it.
That's fair.
And there aren't really any good trailers that have come out this week, so I thought we'd do something fun.
Woohoo!
Let's do something, with all the dark shit in the world and
Let's play rock,
election
paper,
time
scissors.
going on, huh?
Let's play rock paper scissors.
No, I figured we'd watch some comedy.
Oh.
I love it.
You guys watch any Kill Tony stuff?
Mm-hmm.
His 1 minute
Mm-hmm.
bucket draws and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd share a little bit of that because I know not everybody who watches Kill Tony. I love
I like
Kill
Kill Tony.
I think this shit's hilarious. But I pulled a couple of videos from the internet. These are just a couple of the up and coming comedy people that they've got.
Okay, I haven't seen any of these.
This dude's awesome. So this is Heath Cordes or whatever. He looks like a child, but he's 21.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, okay. I've seen this one.
This dude's hilarious. What is he, like 5'2"?
If that.
I'm 21 years old, but on the outside, I'm just a little boy. And that's because for me, growing up, puberty was a lot like my father, absent. And so I get asked about my age all the time. How old are you? How old are you? No, I'm not telling you fentanyl. How old are you? And it gets annoying having to answer this question all the time. So over the years, I started to have fun with it. And I sometimes tell people that I was never born. And that I
One guy's
been
like, hi.
through all of what has been and what will be.
Little do we know he's not actually joking.
Yeah, he's probably.
He's timeless. He's not even laughing. He's like fucking Van Damme over there.
Well, and you probably said the joke multiple times.
Before the earth and stars, and I will be here on the day they fall because I am ageless. But yet old enough to fuck your mother.
It's good shit.
That was really good.
This is Ari Matty. So he's from Bolivia or some shit. I don't know, somewhere like I think he says where he's from.
Okay.
But he's fucking great. He's probably one of him and the Kim Patterson are my two favorite that I've seen on Kill Tony so far. They're fucking hilarious.
Okay.
You ever look at a homeless person sitting on the corner and think to yourself, must be nice just to be like, fuck it. If you're like a working class asshole like us, life keeps fucking me up my ass. Inflation, rent, price of gas, what's happening in Gaza, is Joe Biden just chilling with the boys. You see some pretty lady go by, you already know you're not gonna fuck her. Might as well pull your dick out.
That dude's great.
Yeah, he is.
This dude's fucking hilarious. That's all I can say about him.
And then he was like, nah, but you so funny. You probably like, but what? You never talk to a nigga, man. That's how funny you could be. 2 years later, you still doing the same thing you were doing, and I decided, like, you know what, bro, you stand up, and we will be every day, every single day for the first 3 months. That was my rock, that was my best friend. And a couple weeks ago, I did the biggest video I ever did in my life with Tony, and I had him on FaceTime the whole time. He saw the whole show, and when I got on stage, he was crying. You know what I'm saying? He was so proud of it. And then I started crying because I knew I was never going to talk to that nigga again.
It's fucked up.
I love you too, bitch.
Same dude.
I'll get money now, that's pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Get money pretty cool. But I got to pay taxes. So you know what that means, right? I'm going to jail. I had a regular job, right? They'll take the money out for me and give me more money back at the end of the year. That's beautiful. Now I'm a comedian, they give me all the money. Tell Uncle Sam, come get that shit back in blood, nigga. Fuck you. What's crazy about my life right now is that, like, I got to start reading YouTube comments because I get a lot of good ones. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are great, but some of the mean ones, they just hurt, dog. I had a really good comment, and right under it, that really good comment said, I think Cameron Patterson, a young star, is going to be great in comedy. And he also said, I think he's going to be a great father. You see, I think he's going to be a great father to have kids. And the comment right under it said, I completely disagree.
I completely disagree. I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of comedy, man. I thought it'd be
That was
something
nice.
little pick me up.
That was nice.
I didn't hear a single fucking peep out of Eric.
I laughed at the homeless guy one.
That one was really funny.
That was pretty funny.
You gonna give me a bed?
Shit. Kill Tony's great. I'm always.
Oh yeah, I like Kill Tony.
I follow him on TikTok and just. I'm always running across his stuff. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go ahead and get into what is it? Our creator profile. I hope the sound is working because I can't hear it. So
I can't hear it either, but it was working last time we couldn't hear
Yeah.
it. So
I
I'm
was
sure
gonna
it's
say
fine.
normally we can't hear it.
We usually hear a little bit, but I mean it's fine. Couldn't hear it the first time
Yeah, I
we did
heard it during the podcast. So
Yeah.
all right, fine. I don't care.
it. It's fine.
All right. So, can anybody guess who our creator profile is this week?
I'm going with
Dakota.
Dakota Fanning.
Was that?
Dakota Fanning.
I said Dakota.
That one black dude.
Keith David.
Keith
Yeah.
David? Racist.
Man,
Is he not black?
I mean,
Racist.
I hope it's Keith David.
It's Dakota Fanning.
kind of.
Figured.
Dakota Fanning, you gonna read it?
gonna
I'm
have
not
to
reading
figure it
shit
out.
this week.
I
You're
will
not
read
reading it.
everything.
I'd rather read the creator profile then.
I will read everything. You guys don't have to
Okay.
worry.
Yeah, we can tell you're so chipper about it.
I don't want to
I'm
hear
so
it out
happy.
of you. Sinus infection.
That's different. I
It
have an
is
excuse
not.
for that.
Mm-mm.
This depression
Excuse
is
or
not
no
a
excuse,
disease.
you still gotta talk. Dakota Fanning. Dakota.
I got a
or
prescription for this shit.
Hannah Dakota.
I love that part.
I know.
Hannah Dakota Fanning was born on February 23rd, 1994 in Conyers, Georgia, to Stephen Fanning and Hannah Joy Arrington. Both of Dakota's parents were professional athletes. The St. Louis Cardinals MLB franchise drafted Stephen in 1988, and he played in the minor leagues until 1995. When he quit baseball and became an electronics salesman, Hannah played tennis and introduced her daughter to the sport at age 3. However, I don't like getting sweaty and I don't like getting hot, Dakota said, according to People. And my mom sort of realized, oh my god, she's not going to be an athlete. That really came out of the blue for them. Dakota, raised in the Southern Baptist faith, instead took an interest in performing. Hannah enrolled her daughter in acting classes and soon landed her first commercial for Tide laundry detergent at 5 years old. Dakota's younger sister, Mary L. Fanning, born 4 years after Dakota and similarly known by her middle name, according to family tradition, followed in her siblings' footsteps and became an actor as well. She began her career playing a younger version of Dakota's characters in the film I Am Sam, 2001, and TV miniseries Taken, 2002, and has since become a star on her own. She has appeared in films like Super 8, 2011, Maleficent, 2014, and
Why are we talking
sequel
about her fucking sister now?
alongside Angelina Jolie in
That's what I was
Neon
confused
2016,
about too.
as well as the Hulu TV series The Great, in which she played the lead role of Catherine. Dakota attended...
Now back to Dakota.
Now we're back on
I didn't know
track.
this is a fucking creator profile on her sister too.
Dakota attended the Campbell Hall School in California, graduating in 2011 and had a normal high school experience despite establishing herself as one of Hollywood's most promising young actors. Movies and TV roles. A young Fanning first found success on television in 2000. She appeared on such programs as ER, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, and The Practice. Having proven herself on the small screen, she quickly moved on to feature films. Fanning earned a Screen Actors Guild Award for her work with Sean Penn in I Am Sam, playing the daughter of a man with mental disabilities who becomes the subject of a custody battle. In 2002, Fanning played a young version of Reese Witherspoon in the popular romantic comedy Sweet Home Alabama. That's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it about incest?
Sweet Home
No.
Alabama.
No,
No.
not at all.
Mm-hmm. and appeared in miniseries Taken, developed by Steven Spielberg. In 2003's The Cat in the Hat, Fanning played Sally, a beloved children's book character who, along with her brother, must contend with a visit from the title character, played by Mike Myers. She also starred with Brittany Murphy in the widely panned comedy Uptown Girls 2003, Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Taking on a more substantial subject matter, Fanning appeared opposite Denzel Washington in the crime thriller Man on Fire 2004. She played a young girl kidnapped by a Mexican crime cartel, and Washington portrayed the former assassin turned bodyguard who works to save her. The project began a bond with Washington, who collaborated with Fanning again for 2023's The Equalizer 3. The two regularly keep in touch, and Fanning became a close friend to the actor's daughter Olivia while studying at New York University.
She was in The Equalizer 3 and Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Who has the privilege of saying, I worked with that man twice?
She just said that they've kept in touch. They've been friends
Well, that's
the
what
whole
I'm
time.
saying.
Yeah.
Like
She's friends with his daughter.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, who has the privilege of saying, like, I was in 2 movies with that guy?
Well, I'm best friends with him too.
I'm sure you are.
Yep. Me and Denzel, we're like this.
He's actually my dad.
Is he?
Yeah.
You're very light.
I can tell. He has always been so good to me and kind to me, and I feel such a connection to him because he's known me for so long, Fanning told Entertainment Tonight.
Fanny.
I can't help it, that's my grandma's name. Fanning worked with plenty of other A-list stars, first playing Tom Cruise's daughter in the 2005 remake of the science fiction classic War of the Worlds. That same year, she also appeared in the thriller Hide and Seek with Robert De Niro and starred opposite Kurt Russell in Dreamer, inspired by a true story. Returning to more kid-friendly fare, Fanning lent her voice as Lilo She played Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. I can't say her last name, though, so... Stitch has a glitch. She also starred in the film adaptation of Charlotte's Web 2006, based on the book by E.B. White. Creating controversy, Fanning's next project was the independent drama Hound Dog 2007. God dang. She played a poor Southern girl with an obsession with Elvis Presley, who endures a sexual assault at the hands of an older teen. Some were shocked by the film's rape scene because of Fanning's young age. She was then 12. Others criticized her parents for allowing her to work on the project. Objecting to the criticism, Fanning said the personal attacks aimed at her family were extremely uncalled for and hurtful, according to a report in USA Today. The following year, Fanning starred in another Southern drama, The Secret Life of Bees. She plays a young girl who runs away from home with her caregiver and finds sanctuary with 3 sisters. Trying her hand at an action film, Fanning appeared in Push 2009 as a girl with paranormal powers. The film proved to be a commercial and critical flop.
Underrated is what it is. The movie's actually pretty good.
She had better luck with her voiceover efforts that year, voicing the title character in Coraline, a fantastical tale by Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
About a girl who finds a seemingly better version of her family by opening the door to an alternate world. Also in 2009, Fanning appeared in the hit film New Moon, the second installment in the popular teen vampire films based on the Twilight books by Stephenie Meyer. She had a supporting role in the movie playing Jane, a vampire who can hurt people just by looking at them. During the making of the film, Fanning became good friends with co-star Kristen Stewart. Fanning reprised the role of Jane in 2012's The Twilight Saga: Breaking Dawn Part 2. In the meantime, Fanning and Stewart also worked together on The Runaways 2010, which chronicled the rise and fall of the Innovation 1970s all-girl punk band. Stewart played rock icon Joan Jett, while Fanning played Sherry Curry, the group's lead singer known for her highly sexual stage persona. The film is based on Curry's autobiography, Neon Angel, a memoir of a runaway. recent roles The Alienist and Ripley. Ripley. Following the smash success of the Twilight films, Fanning remained busy with roles in lower-profile movies like 2013's Very Good Girls with Elizabeth Olsen, the 2014 biographical film Effie Gray, and the 2017 comedy drama Please Stand By. Then in 2019, she played Manson family member Lynette Squeaky. Oh my god. In the Quentin Tarantino directed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
There's a lot of people in that movie. I didn't realize were in that movie because they really don't get much, if any, screen time. Like, there's some girls that are in that movie. They're on the Manson Ranch.
Yeah.
In the background that are famous movie stars that you don't even realize are back there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, looking at the cast list, and I'm like, where the fuck was this person? So it's just weird.
In early 2018, Fanning returned to television for the first time in over a decade with a starring role in The Alienist. Set in late 19th century Manhattan, The Alienist features Fanning as an ambitious police secretary with eyes on becoming a detective as she helps investigate a serial killer. Fanning reprised the role in 2020 during the show's second season, Angel of Darkness. Fanning also appears in the 2022 anthology series The First Lady about former First Ladies Eleanor Roosevelt, Betty Ford, and Michelle Obama, as well as the 2024 Netflix drama Ripley. In addition to taking on more acting projects, Fanning has said she hopes to get a chance to work behind the camera. I would love to direct someday. I've learned a lot from watching the directors I've worked with, like Steven Spielberg and Gary Winnick.
Sure.
She told Time magazine. Relationship history. Fanning has kept her personal life mostly private, although she has revealed she doesn't like dating. I find dates in general horrific. We have to sit there and ask these questions and pretend to eat a meal, and it just feels so stiff, she told Town & Country in 2016. Still, Fanning was in a relationship with model Jamie Strachan, 13 years older than the actor from 2013 throughout 2016. After their split, she was romantically linked to Henry Fry from 2017 through 2018. However, they have not been seen together since, and the relationship status is unknown. Net worth. Celebrity net worth estimates Fanning's total fortune at around $12 million as of April 2024.
More than I got. All right. Favorite Dakota Fanning movie. Not Elle Fanning, Dakota Fanning.
Man on Fire all day.
Huh?
Man on Fire all day.
Man on Fire.
Yeah, Man on Fire.
Man on Fire.
I've never seen that movie.
Favorite movie. Coraline.
Or Lilo and Stitch.
Huh?
But it's not the first Lilo and Stitch. It's a different Lilo and Stitch. But I think that was her sister that played that. I don't know. I'm a little confused.
I'm gonna go. Definitely Man on Fire. Also, War of the Worlds, because that's a great fucking remake. It's a really good movie. So, but yeah, Man on Fire, bitch. See me almost smack her.
I did not. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
That's
You
how
see him
fast I
acting
was.
like a brat?
That's how fast I was.
No.
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
The camera wouldn't even catch it.
The latter.
The latter.
Oh yeah.
Looked like he was gonna fuck her up. Is what it
That's
looked
what it
like.
looked like.
Anyway, let's keep it a rolling here. Half hour in,
Jeez.
already through the creator profile.
Let's keep it going.
Keep
my
it
doing.
going.
I didn't really mess up my reading that time.
Good job.
Yeah.
You guys
Very proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golf clap.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Like, sorry, up to the mic so you can hear it. Just probably sounds like somebody's masturbating in the back.
Somebody's listening to this and going,
What
the fuck am I listening to?
The fuck is this?
Am I listening to the wrong podcast?
They just skipped to the wrong part of the podcast. Like, okay.
Shit, you were supposed to hear that part.
It was Joseph's happy time.
We got our lube from Pay Diddy.
Yeah, we bought it wholesale.
Wholesale, yeah. It was
The
on sale.
the
Somebody's got the
Smurfs are
barrel.
still over there. So just want to throw that out there.
All right, moving
As long as you
on.
don't buy the open ones.
Moving on. Let's
Probably
get
all.
into our
Let's talk about the movie.
talk about the movie.
Talk about the movie.
Talk about the movie, guys.
About the movie.
All right. So this week we watched
Coraline.
from 2000 fucking what year?
12?
Hey, no.
Good question.
2009.
We just said it in
what I
the
meant to
creator
say.
profile.
We did.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, she did. We didn't.
But you
Well,
listened,
she
didn't
did.
you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
listened.
Definitely.
That's why I said we just
Yeah.
said it. I just forgot what year.
So
I don't retain unless I'm the one reading, honestly. I'm being serious. about
me
that.
too. Yeah, I can't be read to
No,
because I won't pay any attention.
I can't.
Through
be
one
read
ear,
to.
not the other.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I might be listening and I might be like engaging with you, but it's not gonna stick.
yeah, it's not.
My eyes are focused on you, but like it's just it's
Wah, wah,
empty.
wah, wah.
I have all these other things rattling around in there.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm listening and I'm talking to you, but it won't stick.
yeah. So we watched
I feel
Coraline
that's
this
cool,
week,
too.
which would be Madison's Halloween pick this year for the month of October.
We should put Lisa Frankenstein in the box just because.
I can put it on the rolling list.
Yeah, you need to calm down and keep your tongue in your mouth.
It was.
She wanted to do it again.
She did. She wanted to so bad. She was like, she almost did. She's like,
and to cover up her tongue with her lip.
She's like, I know better. I'm too close to dad.
He's not feeling well.
Now, if I was over by the door, I could run, but I'm too close right now.
You won't catch me if I get far enough.
All right, Karen, you got her plot synopsis.
Yeah, wandering her rambling old house in her boring new town, 11-year-old Coraline discovers a hidden door to a strangely idealized version of her life. In order to stay in the fantasy, she must make a frighteningly real sacrifice. 1 hour and 40 minutes. PG. Dakota Fanning as Coraline. Terry Hatcher as Mel Jones and the other mother. Jennifer Saunders, April Spink. Dawn French as Miriam Forcible. Keith David as the cat. Ian McShane as Mr. Bobinski. John Hodgman as Charlie Jones. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the table. Madison, would you watch? Would you recommend? Yes and yes, of course.
No.
Liar.
Lies.
You heard it from her. She wouldn't recommend it. All right, so for me,
Go on.
you don't want to
I'm
correct
listening.
yourself. You don't want to
I'm
correct.
listening.
I would recommend this to a small group of people, that are into stop motion and are looking for something somewhat spooky, but not too spooky for their kids. I wouldn't recommend this to, I don't know. I would recommend this to families, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, to people like, oh, I'm looking for something kind of like The Nightmare Before Christmas or Box Trolls. Like with that kind of like darker.
Something for the family.
Yeah, but for the family. You know what I mean? Like that's where this falls. You can even
Something new and haven't been watched.
yeah. So yeah. But would I watch again? Probably not. I'm not a big fan of some of these movies. Like, you know, I don't like The Nightmare Before Christmas that much. I think it's
Nobody
overrated.
loves the box trolls.
I love the Box Trolls. Okay, the Box Trolls are awesome.
But I think that plays into what we've talked to about before, like when you watch something as a kid and it just sticks with you.
You're right. I watch this movie.
There's a
all
lot of
the
things that I
time.
watched as like Willow.
I didn't watch the Box
I watched
Trolls
Willow when I was a kid,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I love Willow. If I watched it today, though, I guarantee you I wouldn't like it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So Box
I
Trolls
watched
falls
it.
in a different category because
No, I still love it. I've watched it recently, and I
Box
still love
Trolls
it.
ain't because it's stop motion. Box Trolls
I
is
still love the little
purely
Yeah.
Box Trolls is purely because
Brownies.
of its creativity, its originality. Like they're trolls that live underground, and it's a wild premise. It's fun. This movie is not original in any way, other than that it's stop motion. There's nothing creative about it. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing super creative. Like yeah, it's colorful in some areas. Literally, they pull up in a fucking Volkswagen Bug. What's original about that? Like you know what I mean? like I was expecting something a little more. I wouldn't say Tim Burton-ish, but more creative out of the movie, and it was very. With a medium like this, I thought it could have done a lot more than what they did with it. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's just hard to explain. But like even The Nightmare Before Christmas took an extreme premise and had a lot of creativity behind it and all these things, and everything was creative. The house in this movie wasn't creative. The car, everything down to the design of the woman, all the creatures, nothing about it was creative. It screamed James and the Giant Peach all over again. That's what it reminded me of.
I hated that movie. There's a difference.
Okay. But anyway, I would recommend it to certain people. Do I think it's a bad movie? No. I don't think it's a bad movie. Would I watch it anytime soon? No. But I would watch it again. Go ahead.
I won't watch it again. Yeah, I liked it better this time around. I will say that much. I didn't hate it as much as I've watched it before. But I don't want to watch it again. I've had my fill, so.
And it's not because
it's not a bad movie.
It's not because it's a bad movie, but I think it's more to do with.
I think for me, it's the animation and it's the story. You hit on, and I'll go into detail with mine later, but it's not original to me, and I'll get into why for me. But the animation, it doesn't look stop motion. It is stop motion, but it doesn't look like it. Like Nightmare Before Christmas does look stop motion.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like they literally like move it. Okay, stop. Move it. Okay, stop. This looks like something that they put on a computer and tried to make look like stop motion. It is stop motion. I know it is. I saw the making of and all that. I know it's stop motion, but it doesn't look like it. They made it look too pretty. They did.
You hate it because they put too much effort into it.
Well, no, it's too well rounded. It's too round.
I don't have a complaint on that at all.
I don't like that. I like my stop motion to look a little raw
choppy.
And dirty. I like it to look choppy. Yeah. I do, because that's what it should look like. I don't like that.
I don't know about that.
I don't like it at all.
I'm going to disagree with Karen on that aspect.
I don't like that at all.
I think the smoother the better. That means you put a lot of effort and time into that, and I'm proud of you for that.
I like the fact that they could get more emotion into the faces and stuff. That was cool. But I didn't like that it didn't look like stop motion. I didn't like that. But yeah, I don't know who I would recommend this to. Who is the audience for this movie?
People like Jess.
Younger teenagers, tweens.
Yeah, it's not for kids though, but it is for kids. That's the thing. Who is the audience for this movie? It's like
I like it like this. It's a good introduction into kids who want to get into horror.
I guess it's just so dark, and then there's like these half naked old ladies, and like
that was a little off-putting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
that was one thing I was like, why?
Like you asked me, would I watch and would I recommend? No, I wouldn't watch again. And who do I recommend this to? Yeah. I don't know. So I don't know.
I saw them half naked ladies as a kid, and I started busting out laughing.
I don't know. I would recommend it to somebody, but who? I don't know. So, okay, that's what I'll say is no. I don't want to watch it again, and okay.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Yeah. So
it's got to be the longest would you recommend
yeah.
we've ever done.
Because we're already kind of going into like our reviews into it.
I don't hate it. It's just got such.
So I mean, would I recommend it? I would recommend it, like you said, to like the family kind of aspect. Like if you're a family that's kind of looking for a movie to sit down to watch with your kids on a, like, I don't want to say Halloweenish type ordeal, maybe. But will I watch again? Not anytime soon.
Right.
I don't have an urge to sit down and watch again.
This is definitely a movie for, like, young girls. You know what I mean? This isn't like a guy's type of movie or even an adult woman type of movie.
So I get
I
their...
liked it young either, and I'll tell you why later.
I get the sentiment to the movie, what their, I guess, their point in the movie. I understand that. But that's about it.
Right.
You know, that's about it. Like,
so I'd say that's probably a light recommend from everybody but Madison, who highly recommends this movie.
No, she said no.
His words, not mine.
She said no.
All right, so let's move on into it here. Let's get into our plot. Are you reading that?
Jeez.
She's bad at us.
She's a bitch.
You raised me in the one.
Don't feel bad. I have a feeling nobody's gonna like my movie either.
Oh God.
I didn't say.
What was your
Hey,
movie last
I
year?
didn't say I didn't like it.
It was Demon Knight.
Okay, we did like yours last year. It was a good pick. The year before that was...
One Cut of the Dead.
Oh.
You didn't like it.
No, I didn't like that one.
They've got a remake coming out. I think it's...
Was I here for that? No, I wasn't here for that one.
No. I don't remember who's remaking it, though.
Like in
Shit,
America?
Jeremiah told me who was remaking it.
Why?
Because it's a good fucking movie. You're
Yeah,
just
but you
wrong.
don't need to remake shit, is what I'm saying.
No, I
Just
agree with
leave
that.
it alone.
I agree with that. I think that the is it Japanese? I can't remember now.
It's Korean.
Was it
I
Korean?
think it was Korean.
I think it was perfect the way it was. Anyway, go on.
Coraline Jones and her parents moved from Michigan to their new home in Ashland, Oregon. The dilapidated Pink Palace Apartments. Her questionable new neighbors include Mr. Bobinski, Miss Spink, and Miss Forcible. Due to her parents constantly working, Coraline frequently goes outside to explore the apartment. Whilst exploring, she meets a black cat and Wybe Lovat, the grandson of the landlady, whose twin sister mysteriously disappeared years ago. Later, Coraline returns home and suggests that it's a perfect time for gardening, but her mother isn't convinced and says rain makes mud and mud makes mess. However, Wybe gives Coraline a gift that has a button-eyed rag doll that resembles her. Hey Jonesy, look what I found in Grandma's trunk. Look familiar, Wybe. That's what the note said. The doll then lures her to a small door in the living room, which is bricked up and can only be unlocked by a button key. That night, a mouse guides her through the door, where the bricks have been replaced by a corridor to the other world, inhabited by button-eyed doppelgangers of people from her world. Coraline meets the other mother and other father, who are much more attentive and entertaining than her real parents. After dinner, she goes to sleep in her other bedroom, but awakes in her real bedroom. Despite cryptic warnings from her neighbors, Coraline visits the other world 3 times, where she meets the other Mr. Bobinski, the other Miss Spink, and Miss Forcible, and the other Wybe, who is mute. Despite having no other world counterpart, the black cat is able to speak in the other world. The other mother says that she can stay forever under the simple condition that a pair of buttons will be sewn over her eyes. Terrified, Coraline attempts to flee, but the other mother sees through her plan and blocks all the exits to the real world. The one exit to the real world, might I add. There's only one. Just saying. The cat reappears and reveals...
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
All that sickness.
Gross. Terrified Coraline...
I feel better.
The cat
Better out than in.
That's right. That's what I always say.
reappears and reveals to her the sinister truth about the other world and the other mother. The other mother appears taller and more grotesque than disciplines Coraline by
This ought to be a
imprisoning
trick.
her in...
Fuck your own face!
Don't mind me.
You're disgusting.
I can't help it, okay?
You
Gotta
could've
get
not
it
gotten
out.
You get sick, man.
I'm not sick. It's a fucking sinus infection. What do you want
You
me to do
seemed
about
pretty
it?
sick this morning whenever you were dying on the couch.
Yeah, because I got no sleep last night.
Because you were sick.
Because I couldn't breathe.
Because you were sick.
Oh, mi scusi.
Right?
Women.
I hope you get sick.
I hope you stay sick.
I won't.
I won't. Anyways,
I'm
Bye.
gonna smother her with a pillow tonight.
He's got to catch me
Feel the
first.
love, right?
You'll be sleeping. What are you talking about?
Sleepwalk. Sleep run.
Shut up and read.
Sleep hide. It's a thing.
You're gonna sleep die.
Wake up dead.
That's funny. You should joke more often. Anyways.
Captain Mile Shaniqua.
The other mother appears taller, more grotesque, then disciplines Coraline by imprisoning her behind a mirror. There, Coraline meets the ghosts of previous victims, including the missing twin sister of Wybe's grandmother. They reveal that the other mother, whom they refer to as the Beldam, created and sent button-eyed ragdolls that resembled them in order to spy on their lives. With the promise of a better life, she lured them into the other world, where she sewed buttons over their eyes and consumed their lives. To free their souls, their real eyes need to be found. Coraline promises to help them. No, she says she will try. She does not promise. Just want to throw that out there. They got lucky. Coraline is suddenly rescued from the mirror by the other Wybe, whose mouth has been stitched by the Beldam. He helps her escape back to the real world, but Coraline discovers that her parents are missing. She eventually deduces that they have been kidnapped by the Beldam and returns to the other world, but not before Spink and Forcible give her a stone with a hole in it. The cat advises Coraline to propose a game if Coraline cannot find her parents in the ghost's eyes. She will let buttons be sewn over her eyes, but if she can, she will be set free. They will all be set free. The Beldam accepts the request amused, but before the game starts, Coraline demands a clue, and the other mother gives her one. In each of 3 wonders I've made just for you, a ghost's eye is lost in plain sight. Using the stone, Coraline finds the ghost's eyes in the other world, now turned nightmarish from its deranged inhabitants. As she does, the other Pink Palace apartment surroundings gradually disintegrate until only the living room is left. Inside, Coraline sees the Beldam in her arachnoid. Is that a type of spider?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what spiders are. They're arachnids.
I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie.
Spiders. Arachnids.
It's a type of animal.
Bug.
I thought they were just insects. But in
Animal
library,
world.
they tried to teach us the difference between insects and regular bugs, and I still couldn't figure it out in there either, so.
It has to do with the skeletal structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That their skeleton is on the outside of their body.
That's gross. I don't like spiders.
I think scorpions are part of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Arachnids.
Yeah.
Gross. Inside, Coraline sees the
I wouldn't
Beldam
know.
in her arachnid
I only know movies. I don't know
form.
bugs.
Warned that
I
the
know biology.
This is a movie
Beldam
podcast, not a science podcast.
Sorry.
warned
Fucking nerds.
that the Beldam
Say
I was
fucking
pre-med
biology.
for a few years.
You were pre-med?
For a few years.
Well, then what's that got to do with bugs?
You have to learn biology.
Yeah.
Warned that the Beldam will never accept Coraline's victory, she tricks her into unlocking the door.
You do?
While the Beldam is distracted, Coraline finds her parents
wasn't
trapped in a
pre-med,
snow
I knew
globe,
that.
grabs it,
Well,
and
I mean,
throws the
it's-
cat at the Beldam's face,
It's not
ripping
high
her
school,
button
too.
eyes out.
Sorry.
Sorry.
He was asking.
You were pre-med. That means you shut the fuck up in
He was
class,
asking questions.
right?
That
Talking
works.
about fucking biology.
Not in college, you talk.
In college, you just talk even though your professor's talking?
Usually they didn't talk.
Yeah.
Huh?
Land lecture.
Well, this is a lecture.
Is it?
Yes.
Because I thought we talked when she talked sometimes.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
I'm going to press
Mister-
a random one.
Fuck your own face!
It's a good one.
Mr.
That's
While she's talking.
what I feel like.
Shut
That's what I
Come
feel
on,
like
Dad,
somebody did
click
fuck
another
my
one.
face.
Click another one.
Bitch is hardcore.
Thank you.
That wasn't it.
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
The latter.
I don't know who that was directed towards.
The Beldam furiously converts the floor into a spiderweb, but Coraline manages to climb out of it, slam, and lock the door on Beldam's hand, severing it. Her parents reappear in the real world with no memory of what happened. The night the ghosts warn her to get That night, the ghost warned her to get rid of the button key to prevent the beldam from accessing the real world. As Coraline prepares to drop it down the well, the severed hand attacks her and tries to drag her back to the other world. Wybie smashes it with a rock, then throws the remains and the key into the well and seals it shut to prevent anyone else from entering the other world. The next day, Coraline and her parents...
So who's the real hero here?
The next
Coraline
day,
or Wybie?
Dude, I have one more sentence. One more.
Put that cookie down!
One more. The next day, Coraline
So
and her
anyway,
parents,
what'd you guys...
who have finally finished their work, host a garden party for their neighbors. Coraline also prepares to tell Miss Lovat the truth about her twin sister.
That was more than one
That
line.
was more than one sentence.
Yeah, but I got to read it, didn't I?
Oh.
Damn.
But we're the assholes.
Yeah, right.
Dad,
Talk about biology,
you don't
we're
get
the
to say
dicks.
anything. Go ahead.
We were at least being quiet.
Yeah.
Shh.
You got any notes on this movie?
Most of my stuff has to do with my review, really.
Yeah.
I feel like most of what we have to say is in the review.
I always liked Mr. Babinski.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he was a pretty good one.
I don't
I like
like
him.
the sisters downstairs or whatever they are.
They're annoying.
They're meant to be annoying.
I also
They're
didn't enjoy
crazy.
seeing them topless.
I never liked Coraline either.
I always thought she was kind
She's
of a
such a
bitch.
brat.
She's
She's a
fucking
brat.
brat, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like my biggest thing the first time I watched this. I'm like, I cannot stand her. She's like the person that you're supposed to be rooting for, and the whole time I wanted the other mother to get her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, why is this girl such a brat? I'd be annoying too. Your parents are trying to work. Leave them the fuck alone.
Well, and they
Be
don't
glad
help.
they work from home.
They don't help. They do not help the situation.
No.
Did you
Because every
notice-
time she's like incredibly insufferable, they'll be like, if I do this, will you just... And she doesn't, and then they do it again, and again, and again, and again. Fucking lock her in there. I mean, just... Fuck.
Lock her in a closet.
Lock her behind the door with the bricks.
Yeah. Shove her in there. She'll fit.
Probably.
Spindly little bitch.
Yeah.
She's made out of clay or something.
Yeah, at least Wybie knew how to take himself outside and entertain himself.
Wybie was nice, and
Yeah.
he was so nice to her, and she was such a dick to him all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Why
And,
were you
here's-
born?
Yeah, the first thing she says to him is, "Why were you born?" It's like, bitch.
Yeah. And,
He was just trying to be friendly to her, and she started being bitch to her. I was like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
this was the one that killed me. Like, when I really...
You're just like everybody else. You don't listen to me.
I wanted to reach through the screen and punch her in the face when they went to the other world and he was mute. And she said, "Oh, I thought you'd like him if he didn't talk as much." And then she literally looked at him and said something about, did it hurt when she, So, like, what did I put about that? I think I even wrote it down. Something about, she's so happy that the other mother made him mute. And she's even aware enough of what that means to ask him if it hurt when she made him that way.
Yeah.
You selfish bitch.
She really is kind of a bad person in this. She kind of deserves to be with the other mother.
Yeah. I mean, I know that she's supposed to, like, learn something at the end, and maybe she did. But fuck, if anybody deserved to learn that lesson the hard way, it was Coraline.
The only thing she learned was to appreciate her. Well, actually, yeah, to appreciate her parents more. But really, by the end of it, she didn't even have to do that because her parents were like, "We got a bunch of money now because we sold, we're doing this now, blah, blah, blah. So now we have more free time for you." And it's like, so she really didn't have to learn anything. It was just...
I guess not, but, like, if anybody deserved to learn that lesson that way, it was her. So I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel like this movie, like, was a bad thing to happen for her.
I agree. Coraline's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, I can't stand her. I'm glad
No
that
one
it happened
said
to
she
her.
wasn't, okay?
Yeah.
I'm glad that it happened to
I
her.
think someone's calling your name. Why were you born?
Yeah. I'm glad that it happened to her.
Yeah,
Couldn't
she's
happen to a
bitch.
better person.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, but did you guys...
I really did like the undoing, though. That undoing of the world
Mhm.
at the end. That animation was really cool.
I thought it
liked
was a little
that.
too digitalized.
No, I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought it would have been cooler if it was like puzzle pieces or something instead of being like...
I thought that's kind of what it was.
No, they weren't. They were like coming apart almost like digitally. It was weird.
I don't know. I liked
Almost
it.
like pixel.
Pixeled.
Yeah, it was pixel.
I liked it.
I liked it better. I would have liked it better if it
I
was like
liked it
puzzle
too.
pieces or like if it was unwinding or something
Or like
that.
a melting point.
Yeah. Instead, it was like kind of pixelated. It was weird.
No, I
It's like it
liked it.
didn't fit.
I think it'd be better if it would like melt. If it started like just melting.
I just thought it'd be cool.
that
if
would
it
have been
was
cool
like,
too.
It was sort of unwinding like thread, or like if it would have been puzzle pieces flying away instead.
I think the thread would have been better. Or like
or like
something
like
related
a
to
thread
that,
in like
or
a
like
dust,
or like
thread
cobweb,
dust.
or like
Yeah.
webbing,
yeah.
like
It kinda
unwinding
was
like
like-
webbing.
Yeah, they had all this bug stuff in there. They could have related it to that some way, or to the dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. I didn't hate it. I thought it was.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was a cool effect, but it was just I thought the whole
They
time
could
thinking,
You're right,
they
it
could have
doesn't look
added
late.
to it.
it doesn't really fit the whole.
I like
scheme
the
of rest
effect,
of
but
the
you're
movie.
right. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the scheme. You're right. Yeah.
Anyways, did you guys notice throughout the movie, Coraline just throw her stuff everywhere?
Yes.
She'll just like throw her trash on the floor, like with the newspaper, or I don't even remember what else. I just remember her throwing a bunch of stuff all over the floor all the time.
Yep.
She'll just throw it and leave it.
I will say her parents are kind of negligent because they never had food in the house.
Yeah. I didn't say that. They weren't the greatest parents.
Like she even took her like clothes shopping for her school clothes, and they didn't bother to stop and get groceries or anything while they were
Yeah,
out.
I know. That's like she goes
Like,
back and then
so-
there's like no food. And she's like, "Oh, I guess I should go buy food." It's like, why didn't you do
Why
that?
didn't you do that while
knew
you were
needed
out? Like
food.
you were just out.
Like she even mentioned that earlier. She's
Yeah.
like, I need to go food shopping. Well, you were out. You knew you needed to go food shopping.
Yeah.
So, and you have the money obviously because you're going to go do it now. So
why didn't you just do it?
just
At least get dinner for tonight, so we can stop eating garbage.
yeah. I mean, it's not incredibly difficult. I mean,
And how long was she?
Slop
How long was
looked
she in the
so
other
gross.
world? If she got back and the food that she had
It was
bought
rotten.
was rotten already, how long was she there?
I don't think time passes quite the same in the other world as it does in. You know what I mean?
Well, it wouldn't. It would have to because she was going there and waking up the next morning in her
Well,
bed.
I think that the other mother can kind of decide is how I interpreted
Manipulate
it. But
time.
maybe I'm way off on that. But that because like if she can go to sleep in the other bedroom and then wake up in her room, the other mother obviously can decide how. Because like if she just closes off that other door, and that's the only way in or out for Coraline, then the other mother can pretty much determine how Coraline gets in and out. Because if she's in her other bedroom and then she can get back into her other bedroom somehow, you know, obviously the other mother can kind of determine how things roll. Is how I took it. I could be wrong.
I guess, but I just thought it was weird.
It is weird, but I mean, she must have been over there for some time.
That, and it could have been another
Regardless.
way to threaten Coraline too.
It could have been. It could have been a scare tactic. Yeah.
Or even to just be like, oh, how long's this been here? Oh, I've been going longer than I
She
thought.
said,
I had.
that's disgusting.
Yeah. It could have been like she said, a scare tactic, just to be like, hey, you've been gone a long time. Your parents are probably dead. You know, things like that. Yeah. It's possible, for sure.
Anything else?
No.
Anything else? Anything else?
Would you eat the stuff that the dad made?
I'll eat just about anything. So
Would you eat it though?
sure, yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
It looked
I'd take
like
a
it looked like chicken noodle stew. Like it was like chicken noodle soup stew, but it was like in a
Gelatin form.
no, it was
Looked like it had like kale or something.
yeah, it looked like
Yeah.
but like it was like a like it was baked too.
Gross.
Oh, like a
weird
chicken noodle casserole with
Like,
kale
yeah,
in it. Yeah, I agree.
I bet that'd be pretty good.
No,
that.
I don't like. Well, I don't like casseroles that much either. I'm not a
Depends
big
on the
fan
casserole.
of casseroles.
And I like hamburger casserole. Shit's delicious.
I don't like a lot of baked things.
I like
Hamburger casserole.
Every time I
with some
bake something,
cornbread,
she
Oh
eats it.
yeah.
That's because I'm hungry.
Okay. Anyway,
sugar in your cornbread.
let's. Are you guys got everything then?
Yep.
Let's
I
move
guess
on
so.
into our.
Let's
Yeah.
run
Ben's
out
making a bunch
last
of
bet.
metal sounds right now. All right. Let's start with Madison. What did you think of Coraline?
Man, I just hated this movie and I never want to see it again and everything
So
else.
that's a 2 for Madison.
I don't
Yeah.
believe her.
I don't believe her.
I don't believe
You guys
her.
really want to know what I think?
Yes.
I guess I could tell you.
Give us the truth.
I mean,
All
this
the
movie
truth.
was alright. I don't
You
know.
are allowed to like it.
You are allowed
Okay?
to like your own movie. It's okay.
I know, I really like this movie. I've been watching this movie since I was like small. I don't know how old I was, I'm not gonna lie. But I remember watching this movie whenever I was in Mississippi, which means I had to have been little because I moved up here when I was 9 or like 8 or something. I don't know. But I've been watching this movie for a long time, and I remember liking it whenever I first watched it too, even though I hated horror movies whenever I was a kid. Hated them. Could not stand them.
No, she didn't. She loved horror movies.
You carried around a zombie baby doll.
Okay,
She
I
watched the
remember
entire.
hating
She watched the
Chucky.
entire Hellraiser series with me.
I don't remember that.
The entire. Like you were like 3.
Okay, I hated Chucky. I'm not gonna lie.
I think all kids hate Chucky.
I didn't.
Yeah. I didn't want any dolls after that. Until I did.
I said kids, not little psychopaths, Karen.
Oh, that's the. Yeah, that's. I
Say
forgot.
kids, not little psychopaths. Anyways,
Fair.
but I really like this movie, and I think this movie is what made me like that one Disney movie, Don't Look Under Your Bed, about the boogeyman that tries to. Well, he's like.
That sound like no boogie. It sound like no Disney movie.
No.
Oh, well, it is. I'm pretty sure it's a Halloween movie. But it's like, he lives under your bed, but he's like this daydream thing until people start forgetting him, and whenever people forget him, that's when he turns into the boogeyman. That was a really good movie. It's actually a really good movie. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
At least from what I remember.
Anything.
But I like this
It
movie.
was on camera.
You saw nothing.
No proof. Anyways,
No
It's,
proof.
okay.
No proof.
Okay, 1 minute, 1 hour into the. Okay.
What?
what are you talking about?
We can make
What
our
is
own
he talking
TikToks.
about?
I don't know.
Go.
What is he talking
I
about?
Don't worry about it.
Come on, with your review.
Oh, he's talking about my review.
Mhm.
Okay, I
It's
got
very interesting.
I really like the colors in this movie, though. I think it's pretty. I do like the designs of everything in this movie. Some of the scenes, you're right, are a little bit weird, but it's okay because it made a little bit weird of a kid, and I think it's a lot of nostalgia for me. Yeah. Because I really liked this movie when I was a kid, and I will forever love it, and Dad will never change my mind. And I'm glad he finally watched it, I'm not gonna lie, because he'd never seen it
Nobody
before.
should change your mind.
No.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is your movie. That's
It's like I was over here like, you hate this movie. This movie's dumb. Why do you even like this movie? Like, why would I?
That's
like
the
what
look
you
you
like.
give me.
The only
every
way
time
that
I
you
like
should
a
change your
weird
mind
movie.
is if somebody goes blah blah blah, and you go, I
You
never
make-
thought about it like that.
yeah. You make a good
Oh,
point.
I
Make a
still
great
wouldn't change
point,
my mind, not with this
and
movie.
I agree. That's the only way you should change your mind.
I still wouldn't change my mind with this movie, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm just saying that that's the only way you should change your
But
mind.
I'm
is
not
if
going
you
to try
go,
to change your mind because I don't care that
Him
much.
and he. Anyways.
I'm just saying. It's the
No,
only
not
way.
you, him. Anyways, but I like the wonders, the 3 wonders.
You know what
My
I need?
favorite one was definitely the late.
One of them hands that just come down and whap right in the face. Just like with a press of a button. It's just whap.
Funny. Anyways,
get a pulley
my
system.
favorite wonder is probably the 2 girls, because whenever I was a kid, I was so freaked out by that scene. I started laughing like hysterically. Like, I loved that scene because whenever they jumped out of those suits, funniest thing ever. Yeah.
Kids
And
think
it was nice to think about those old ladies are actually like really young on the inside, and that's what they think they are, but they're really not.
We all,
If
think
they
we're,
liked it-
we all think we're young on the inside.
Yeah, but that's who they think they are on the inside, is these like weird gymnastic ladies. I don't know. I really like that part. But and then Mr. Bobinski, I liked his jumping mice because they were entertaining. And what was the other wonder? I never really liked the garden scene as a kid though. I thought it was annoying. Don't ask me why. Whenever I was a kid, it was like that was the most boring
that was the most
part
creative
of the movie.
part of the movie.
I know, but it was like the most boring part to me. Like, I'd get up and get a snack if I needed one.
Really?
Like, that's when I would take my bathroom break. Was
That
the
really
garden
was the most
scene.
creative part of this whole movie. Was the garden scene.
I didn't like it whenever I was a
Except
kid.
for just like the end, like the way he just ended himself. That was like the most. I was expecting more of like a fight.
I don't think he.
I'm talking about,
was
like, the
really
the initial
working
garden
against
scene.
her,
Okay.
though.
Yeah, I don't think he really wanted to fight her or anything.
No,
like that.
I'm
he
just
didn't
saying,
want to
just-
work against any of those kids. He was forced.
But,
into
like,
it.
the
And
machine-
Technically, he was a pumpkin.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the machine should have like I don't know. I was expecting more of a fight,
It was a machine.
so it should give more of a fight.
I don't see you fighting any AIs.
It should still have more of a fight, though.
What?
What does that even mean?
He said the machine.
Yeah.
He's
Controlled by the other mother. She gave more
I'm
of a
gonna
fight.
give this movie an 8.5. I was thinking about it earlier, and that's what I'm gonna get it, and that's what I'm sticking to it with. Yeah, suck it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Joseph.
So this movie isn't bad. It's just I just like I said, I don't think that the story is all that original. I think that it's something that can be. It feels like I don't know. It feels like this movie could have been like an hour long, like a short story of some kind. You know what I mean? And they kind of drug it out a little bit. It also kind of feels like it could have been a video game idea.
It is a video game
I'm
on
saying-
DS.
No shit, Sherlock. I believe that, but I'm saying before it was a movie, I feel like
Just in-
it was an idea for a video game.
Just letting you know.
like
Like
go
that-
here, collect these
like that
fucking
old,
eyes of these ghosts, and
You remember that old PC game we used to have on upstairs in
Oh
the
yeah,
that
the
witch?
the educational one.
Yeah, the cauldron.
That was like your helper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's kind of what it feels like. Go here, collect this eye. Whenever she finds the eye, and like everything in that level turns white or whatever.
The
And-
frog and
yeah.
the cauldron paint.
But I
thing.
just I feel like the movie itself is not that creative. I don't feel
Leapfrog,
like
what it was. It was a
I feel
leapfrog
like-
game.
Was it?
I
Yeah.
feel like if it would have been just a regular movie, like a regular fucking live action movie, this movie would have been forgotten about a long time ago. Like it would have never gotten made.
It was supposed to be a live action movie. Chris Selleck, the director? Is that his name?
I don't know.
He's the same director that did The Nightmare Before Christmas. He fought for it to be stop motion because he thought it would set it apart.
Yeah, because if it was a live action movie, it wouldn't be interesting at all.
Agreed.
So it just wouldn't be interesting. Like I think that it would have definitely flopped and failed. Do I think that the story itself is okay? Yeah, it's fine. But if, like I said, it was live action, it would be boring and kind of dumb. Unless it was stylized in some artsy way, I guess, maybe. And even then, I don't know that it would really be all that interesting. I think that some of the color in the movie is cool. I think the garden scene is actually pretty cool. I like that part
I
because
can't help it. I was a
of
child.
all the color and everything like that. And then in the end, it pans up to like the garden is actually her, and I think that was really nice. I think the style, it reminds me too much of all these other stop motion movies. It definitely is Box Trolls. Like, I know Box Trolls came out after, but I'm pretty sure they're the same, probably the same studio or something. But like that whole, especially James and the Giant Peach, which I'm also not a huge fan of.
I never liked that movie.
I don't really care for James and the Giant Peach. But I don't know. Call me.
I'm not a huge cartoon fan myself.
I'm not a big like I think stop motion is cool and everything. I love the art behind it.
I
I
like
love
stop motion a lot.
I love all the stuff that goes into it, but I just don't care for Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't care for this. I don't care for James and the Giant Peach. I think Box Trolls is fun, and I think it's a good movie. Not because it's stop motion, but because of the creativity behind it. It's about a bunch of fucking trolls that live in boxes underground.
I think the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff was good until people just drove it.
Yeah,
into
I
blame
agree.
the fans.
I used to
ground.
love Nightmare Before Christmas when I was a kid, and as I got older, it got like
It just
they just
got
beat the
drove
fuck out of it.
fuck-
You blame the
ground.
fans for that.
Yeah,
don't blame
because
the
I got
movie.
tired of hearing about it and seeing it.
Exactly. It's everywhere now.
Yeah, like but James the Giant Peach kind of falls in with this one. I don't really like. They're okay. I'm not saying they're bad movies by any means, but they're just not my thing. I don't care for them. Like, yeah, they're dark in some ways and kind of like dreary, which is fine, and I like that mood. But for this being a kids movie, that's not what I want out of a kids movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see a half-naked fucking old lady with her big-ass bongos out. You know what I mean? I don't need that in my kids' movies. Like, it's just not my thing. And I think that the evil, like, the bad guys in this movie aren't all that creative. Like, the other mother, I like the button eyes idea. I think that's cool. But like the way she looks just looks like blah. Like she doesn't look cool or original. She looks like what you get whenever an evil queen actually shows her evil side in any other Disney movie or something. You know, like she's not original to me.
I feel like there could have been more with it.
Right. So I don't think the movie's bad. I'm not going to knock it too hard for that. It's just not my thing. But I will give it a 6.5 because it's not a terrible movie. It is good. I just think that it lacks in some areas where it could have been more creative. Like with a lot of the style around like the house and the outside settings, they could have done so much more with stylizing this movie because it's a fucking stop motion movie. It's not like you got to go find a set or build a set. You literally get, it's like your possibilities are endless. Like, but I felt like you were like you just didn't want to, or like you wanted to keep it as bland as possible. Because that's the way it feels. Like you literally, like their car could have been something cool and original, but they drove up in a fucking Volkswagen Bug. You know, their house is just this plain pink house. There was nothing original about it. There's nothing cool about it. They call it the Pink Palace. And it didn't look like a pink palace. It looked like just a plain old pink house that you could find on any farmhouse. Just paint it
I think
pink.
that was kind of the point, though, was to paint them as ordinary people.
I get that, but
in the other, when you got into the other,
nothing was original there either. Like
could have
some
been
of it
something
was,
different.
in some ways, it was some color. Like what they were doing in that room, in the living room, with her whenever she was sitting in there and she was starting to show her evil side, and all the different colors and vibrant lights. I was like, why didn't they just do more of that? I wanted more of that in the movie, especially when they're in the other world.
Yeah,
like,
when you got into the other world, there could have
Yeah.
been more creativity.
More creativity there. But it was like, I get it being bland in the regular world, but why not
Bring the
go
creativity
extreme
in the other world.
give us all that creativity in the other world? You know what I mean? Like, just didn't make any sense.
Making pop.
Yeah, exactly. Make it more exciting to look at, and it just wasn't. So I'm gonna go 6.5 because I still appreciate stop motion, and I still think that I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's not something that it's not my cup of tea. I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it again. I'm just saying I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't mind so much a lot of that stuff. I didn't think that the animation was terrible. I like it a little bit more choppy, like you said. I like that stop motion, the older fashioned look of the stop motion. I didn't like it as, I don't know, finessed. I don't like that very much. But I could not stand Coraline the first time I watched this. The second time, this time, anytime, I can't stand her. And she's like the one that you're on screen with and you're supposed to identify with, and I just could not stand
And I think that's why I said that I think this is more for teenage girls. It's definitely more for a teenage girl.
I don't think I could have stood her as a teenage girl.
Well, you're a different kind of girl, though, Karen.
You're a different breed, Karen.
I guess.
But, like, even I can tell that she's her.
Yeah, but you, as a teenage girl, you know what it's like to be starved for attention. You want attention from your parents. You want to be recognized and seen. As a teenage girl, a young teenage girl, or even a preteen. You know what I mean?
Did I really ask for that much attention? No,
Yes.
I didn't.
You're a young girl looking for attention. All girls are that way. It is what it is. So you might have identified a little bit more with her at that age.
I did like the, I don't know, I guess I did kind of like the contrast between the real world and the other world, in the sense that, like, when you first come upon the apartments, you see this very gray background with a very light pink house.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so there's just this sort of, already you've got this contrast of this very gray world, but it's not all gray. There's still color, right? But it's just so gray. And then you go into the other world and it looks like our world. It looks normal. It looks like there's color, there's vibrancy. Even if it's not out of your, eyeballs vibrant, it looks normal. So I guess that sort of stuck with me a little bit, for her world to look so dull and her to step into this other world that to me looked like a world, like a regular world, So that was interesting to me, I guess, from that perspective. But otherwise, I felt like there was, a couple of big problems. Like when she's fighting the other mother, she tricks the other mother into opening the little door. But how? Because the other mother knows that the parents aren't behind that little door. So why would she open the only escape that they have?
And you're going to tell me she's been doing this for how long and she doesn't, and she would feed into that trick?
Exactly. And then there's another part towards the end where she shows Wybie a picture of, like, the little ghost girl, and that's what makes him believe Coraline's story. But he's never seen his grandmother's sister because he's made it very clear that his grandmother doesn't talk or show or tell him anything about that time. Yeah. So how would he know, and why would that convince him to believe Coraline?
Yeah, because he didn't
even
at the beginning, he even said, he goes, I don't know, she could be making it up or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, in that aspect, he said, I gave you my grandmother's doll.
But it didn't look anything like his grandmother's doll anymore.
But see,
it looked like Coraline.
But that's where he's getting at. The picture, the doll that he gave.
He'd never seen it before, though.
In the picture, the doll was different. Okay, he said that the doll that he gave Coraline was the doll that his grandmother's sister had.
But when he gave it to Coraline, it looked like Coraline.
That's why he said it. Why he believed her is because it looked different.
But he wouldn't have known the difference.
I'm just saying that's why he changed his mind, is because...
How would he know that it's not just another doll, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, if I look at that and I go, okay, but you had a different doll, how do I know my grandma's not just crazy and there weren't two dolls and the one doll got lost over the years? You know what I'm saying?
See,
like, that's not a way for me to be convinced.
I didn't pick up that he believed her because
that's what he
called
said.
her crazy and then left the house.
Right, and then later he saw the picture and he was like, oh, that's what convinced me to believe you. Well, how would that be why would that convince him? I don't understand how that picture convinces him. How that's a convincing point for Wybie.
Because how many dolls are there in the world that he knows that have button eyes like that?
1 million. There's literally 1 million dolls out there with button eyes. That's the whole point.
Movie magic.
I mean, that's the whole point. That's how like they came up with the idea. I mean, it's not the first people that saw button eyes and thought dolls.
What about butthole eyes?
I mean, that would be a first.
Yeah.
That could have been an original idea. And I really hated how she was with Wybie. I mean, all he was trying to help. He was a cool guy that was just trying to help and be her friend. And she was a dick the whole time. The whole time. Literally the whole time. For no fucking reason.
She's a bitch.
And finally, the biggest problem I had was all I could see, this time especially, as Alice in Wonderland. That's all this story is. It's just a updated version of Alice in Wonderland. You've got, a
rabbit hole, a cat that guides the way.
Girl's bored with her life, finds mysterious new world, maybe not even a real place. Family doesn't believe her. Female antagonist controls the land. There's even a Cheshire cat.
Yeah. He's not a Cheshire cat, but he is a cat.
Whatever. I mean,
come on. He did disappear at the end like that.
Yeah. Tell me that there's not some parallels there. I mean, seriously, they didn't even have the common decency to make him a dog or something, and he's literally a cat.
Yeah, he's still just a cat.
So, I'm not even a big fan of Alice in the Wonderland.
If you think about it, Wybie even has like the same kind of haircut as the Mad Hatter, without the hat.
Well, he had the helmet.
In the helmet, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't get behind it a whole lot, and I'm giving it a 6.
6? Okay. Eric, what'd you think?
So, I mean, with what you and Karen said, you guys hit it pretty hard. I mean, I'm right there with you on, the color schemes and the creativity. And then Karen with the Coraline being a bitch to what, what's the
Wybie?
Wybie?
Why were you born?
Why were you born?
Yeah.
Why born?
I really don't like that. But I do have to give it a point for, I do like the sentiment to the story. basically, kids don't wish for a better family. Be grateful for what you have.
I mean, some kids do.
Yes.
Some kids do because they take for granted for what they have.
And then there are cases where, there are kids that do deserve better.
Yeah. There
are.
Like my kids probably deserve better. But they got what they got. So fucking deal with it.
So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm probably going to sit with
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go too low and
no,
because it's a good movie.
It's a decent movie. It really is.
But at the same time, you're like, but it didn't hit me in that way. You know what I mean? Like, it's good, but at the same time, you're like, but I don't think it's that good. You know what I mean? Like,
I did like it better this time. I will say.
I'm going to say a 6.5.
6.5. Okay.
6.875, so 6.9. 69, dude.
I bet this movie's higher. I bet the critic ratings are higher.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I'm gonna go 87.
That's good, actually.
Fuck you.
78. 78, 87. I'm gonna go 84. 84.
What were you guys' guess?
87.
84.
84, 87.
78.
Karen's gonna take it. It's a 91.
Damn! I should have went higher. I was thinking about it too. I was like, there's no way it's in the 90s.
Critics' consensus, with its vivid stop-motion animation combined with Neil Gaiman's imaginative story, Coraline is a film that's both visually stunning and wondrously entertaining.
Audience, I'm saying 90.
I bet it's about the same with the audience. Maybe a bit lower.
So I say 90.
Because I could see the critics sucking this movie's dick.
Yeah.
Whereas audience is like,
I'm going to stay at 87.
You're going to say 87?
Mm-hmm.
For $1, I'm going to go 86.
Dad's going to take it. It's a 74%.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have stayed with my original.
What'd you say?
I said 90. I should have stayed 90? With my original.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, I should have went way lower, though.
Man.
So you will not believe how many bad reviews were. Like, there weren't many bad reviews, but most of them were just complaining that in movie theaters it wasn't actually 3D, or they accidentally would sign up for 2D.
Isn't it stupid the things that
3D.
people complain on about there? It's like, complain about the movie. Don't complain about shit that's outside of the movie's
I
purview.
know.
Yeah.
So,
that was out of the movie's control. Yeah, that's
it's outside
stupid.
the movie's purview. Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
So
stupid.
this one kind of dives back into what you guys were saying at the beginning of the podcast about, like, sheltering your kids from things. Like certain things,
What do you have to shelter them from on this?
Well,
The boobs.
it's half a
Old lady's
star.
boobs?
Half a star from Bernardo A. I hate this movie, ... I never watch it again, and also don't show to my son, ... Looks like a diabolical or satanic show, ... Not recommend it for nothing.
Well,
Learn how to spell ...
Teaching your kids how to read and write ain't for the devil either. So maybe you should do that.
With 1 star said, I only bought tickets because I wanted to see Coraline in 3D, and when I got here, it wasn't 3D. Super disappointed.
maybe you should have
I didn't
Read.
showing.
I didn't stay to watch the movie, so I basically threw away $32.
Learn to
Aw.
That's your
read.
fucking fault, you dumbass.
2 star from Mary. There were so many scenes with the 3D glasses that were either blurry or you could see doubles.
Okay.
One
He was
star.
just cross-eyed.
I can't tell what's 3D and what isn't.
1 star. Leica plus Fandango. Sure, plus theater communication. Deplorable. I quintuple checked that the showing I paid for was 3D. Day of showing, I get there and I'm told by management that it's only the 2D showing and that the next day was their 3D showing. Why would a 2-day showing be available for a 15th anniversary digitally remastered 3D celebration release? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Did you say 50th anniversary?
What?
15th.
Fifth.
Oh, so this is recent.
Yeah, all of these are recent. It says half a star. This movie is ass. It's stupid and boring. Go home instead. I'd rather eat dog poo. 1 star. There was no Coraline popcorn buckets or Coraline cups, and the movie was not even 3D. That was the whole point of the anniversary. ... Special gifts and things go.
What's up with the ... This shit's driving me nuts.
And what's up with the 3D shit? What the fuck are you
She
complaining
warned
about?
us. She said most of the people were complaining
What's
about
that got to do with the movie itself?
It
Oh my
doesn't.
god.
It doesn't.
Abraham, 1 star, could not attend the movie. We were told it was on Theater 6 and went. People were on our seats saying they had bought them. Then I checked my app and it said we were in Theater 19. We went, saw that the movie Deadpool was on, and we decided to leave. I'm still trying to get a refund tomorrow, August 18th. I should be able to talk to an agent about the issue.
Hold on.
Agent?
Hold on. This person got mad because they couldn't see Coraline because Deadpool was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the chance to watch Deadpool,
Probably
and they
the
decided
first
not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 star, but
That guy has no balls.
Vagina.
That guy has no balls.
He's got a vagina.
this movie was not
My
shown.
girlfriend really wanted to watch Coraline. Instead, we had to sit through Deadpool.
This movie was not shown in 3D. False
No
advertisement.
marbles. No
Deep down
marbles.
inside,
And
he
that
was
that.
deep
Like,
down
I
inside, he was
couldn't
really
find
saying,
any
"Thank
more
fucking
low
God."
reviews after that. One of those was an actual review. The rest of them were about it being in not being in 3D, which was crazy.
That's hilarious to me.
Like I could only find that one.
So your audience reviews are probably so low because of the 3D reviews.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks
So
like.
stupid. What's that got to do with the movie, man?
It has nothing to
Nothing.
do with the movie, which is retarded.
All
So
right.
it could have been higher reviews for the audience if they're
I bet it would have been close to the.
Sweet ass trivia with
From
Karen.
trivia, bitch.
Oh, yeah, there we are. There's not much. Well, I mean, there's a fair.
There's a fair.
There's a fair.
amount.
There's a fair.
fair.
Mr. Bobinsky wore the Russian Hero Medal for service at the Chernobyl nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986, which reads on the front, participant in the cleanup campaign. The 4A,
Oh, I've heard this
3C
before.
indicates... I'm not even going to try.
His skin color and all that.
Well, it's like what the
Mirrored it.
4A3C indicates, which is part of the medal.
yeah.
And I
He's
cannot
part of
read
the
that.
Chernobyl cleanup crew.
Well, there's a Russian word there. I'm not even going to try.
What?
Which is part of the nuclear power plant. This medal is unique as it is the only medal in the world awarded for participation in a nuclear cleanup. That might explain his skin complexion and odd behavior.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman was typing the name Caroline, but he made a mistake and came out Coraline. Gaiman says, I looked at the word Coraline and I knew it was someone's name. I wanted to know what happened to her, which inspired him to write the novel with this film synopsis. The character Wybie Lovett is not in Neil Gaiman's novel. He exists so Coraline would not have to talk to herself and so she would have a friend her age. One crew member was hired specifically to knit miniature sweaters and other clothing for the puppet characters, using knitting needles almost as thin as a human hair.
Oh, wow.
The on-screen
That's a
snow,
fucking professional right there, dude.
right? The on-screen snow was made from super glue and baking soda. The leaves in the scene where Coraline is returning to the well were created by spraying popcorn pink and cutting it up into little pieces.
Huh.
The face on the dollar bill given to the mover for a tip is director Henry Selick. Not Chris. Miss Spink and Miss Forcible's doormat says no whistling in the house. This is inappropriate for the actresses as whistling in a theater is considered bad luck.
Huh.
The model of the father...
Every time I go in a movie theater from now on, I'm going to whistle.
I think it's more like theater.
I know.
Like theater.
But I'm just saying.
I mean, good. You can do that, though. The model of the father was based on Ted Raimi. Coraline's facial combinations
Let's
consist of...
go to
I
Broadway.
can see it.
There you go. Coraline's facial
Get front row
combinations
tickets.
Yeah, start whistling every 5 seconds.
consist of 3D printed prototypes. New technology enabled a prototype to be molded by a computer, which was then hand-painted by the modeling department. Each jaw replacement was clipped between Coraline's eyes, resulting in a visible line that was later digitally removed frame by frame. There were a total of 207,336 possible face combinations for the character.
I think I heard that somewhere.
When Miss Spink and Miss Forcible are introduced, we see framed placards for 2 shows they were in. The titles are Julius Caesar, as in Caesar, and King Lear, as in King Lear. Both spoofs of Shakespearean titles with appropriate pictures indicating Spink and Forcible were likely burlesque actresses. Many people have tried to decipher the meanings behind the lyrics of the haunting soundtrack to Coraline. In truth, although it sounds like some strange language, it is just a lot of gibberish, words that mean nothing. On a side note, one of the singers in the choir who sang the gibberish words was named Coraline, although she had no connection to the character or the book. The hat Coraline wears in several parts of the film is a Japanese schoolboy's hat that she finds. While promoting a film in Japan, Henry Selick had picked up one for his son as a souvenir, but the boy never wore it. He figured he could at least make Coraline wear it. The name of the Pink Palace Apartments was created by Henry Selick so the characters could reference the apartment complex itself. He liked the idea of a faded pink house against the gray, foggy background. It is never specified in the film whether the real Babinski actually had a mouse circus. Selick believes he does not actually have one, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's funny.
When Coraline first
part of that nuclear sickness, I guess.
I know, especially when you think back to the film and how many times you actually see the mice, like how many times they actually weren't there.
Yeah.
He didn't have one. When Coraline first has dinner at her other mother's house and suggests playing hide and seek in the rain, lightning strikes. Through the window, a lightning bolt in the shape of the beldam's true hand is visible. A little while later, when Coraline first goes to the actress's apartment downstairs, they read her tea leaves and see the hand once again.
There's a giraffe.
This Spink states that the hand means danger. Miss Forcible predicts there is a giraffe in Coraline's future. This actually isn't wrong, as one of her other world's toys, only seen after the tea reading, is a giraffe in a tank. So they both were right. Yeah. The other mother's name, Beldam, is a archaic word meaning a malicious and ugly woman, especially an old one, a witch. It was once a traditional on Halloween night for kids to dare each other to knock on the neighborhood Beldam's door, an older woman living near them. In many stories, a beldam closely resembles a spider and lures children into her home with candy and treats, only to drop them inside a cobweb and liquefy their innards with venom. In other variations...
Jesus Christ.
What? Oh.
That is fucking brutal.
In other variations, the beldam traps kids in her home and eats them. The spider and the fly poem is similar to these stories. In Coraline, many of the happenings in the film are similar to these stories and that poem. Curiously, the term beldam is believed to have stemmed from beldam, the French word for beautiful lady, from the fairy tale La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Merci. I can't speak French. Which, again, parallels the events of Coraline. During the meal with the other mother, the welcome home cake features a double loop in the O in home, but not in welcome. According to graphology, a double loop in a lowercase o means the person who wrote it is lying. There is only one double loop, meaning she is welcome, but she is not home. When Coraline goes to tell the other father that dinner is ready, he sings her a song that, at first listen, seems cute and fun. But if you think about it carefully and listen to the lyrics, he is warning her of what the other mothers...
Coraline.
Huh?
He says the very last line of that song is, "Our eyes will always be on Coraline."
Yeah. He is warning her of what the other mother's motive is. Neil Gaiman has said that out of all the film and television adaptations of his books, Coraline is his favorite. That is it.
All right. There it is, people. We finally did Coraline just for Madison.
I did it for Dad because he'd never seen it. I don't even want to hear it.
She's been bugging me to watch Coraline forever. All right, next week.
Do you regret it?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Well, we're not pulling from the box.
I know, but I still like pushing.
Would it make you feel better if we did this? Karen, what are we watching next week? You stick your hand in and just tell us.
It actually is in the box. I just looked. But I bet I don't pull it.
No.
Try.
Try. Yeah, let's see what you get.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Come on.
What's in the box?
It'd be funny as fuck if you did.
It would be. I didn't.
I knew you were going to try to fake us out.
Stir of Echoes.
Good choice.
Stir of Echoes.
I actually do like that movie.
Yeah, I do too. Obviously.
Yeah, it's one of the few
I've never heard of it.
One of the few ghost movies I enjoy.
I didn't figure you'd ever heard of it or seen it, so.
And guess who our creator profile is going to be?
Didn't we already do him?
No, I don't believe so.
Hold on.
You can check.
It is on Paramount Plus.
This movie screams early 2000s too.
Oh, it does.
So bad.
It does, but like, honey.
It's a good
I
movie,
hope
though.
to God you love it because,
Yeah,
like,
it's
let me
good.
tell you,
Let me tell you something.
it is literally like one of my.
It was one of the
favorite-
coolest Kevin Bacon characters
Yes,
too.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He's
And-
so fucking
And I'll tell you,
cool.
like, watching it, like, at our age now, it's
I don't think I've seen it in a
a
long,
lot
long
different.
time.
It's been a while.
It's a lot different. The things
Yeah.
that he says, especially at the beginning, speaks to you a little bit
Yeah.
differently. Let me find you. Let me look here.
We try to find. We try to find.
The creator profile.
Oh,
The what?
creator profile.
Oh, to see if we've already done him.
Mhm.
I don't think we have.
I don't think we've done Kevin Bacon.
I don't
Kevin
think-
Bacon?
Yeah.
Trimmers.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we did?
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought we did, but yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, you got Catherine Erb.
She was in Mighty Ducks.
Lane Douglas.
We'll just have to see. Yeah.
I didn't give you much options in that movie other than
Kevin
Bacon. I'm
Dunn.
so sorry.
Yeah, really you haven't. Huh?
Kevin Dunn.
Okay, we'll figure something out, won't we? It is what it is. Oh, well, who's the who directed?
David Cope.
Who?
David Cope.
I don't know who that is. All I know is the neighbor guy who was also in Transformers as the dad, and he was also in Small Soldiers.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really know of anybody else. The two actresses in it, they're not really.
Catherine
that big.
Erb was in Mighty Ducks. The one that was his wife. Like his
Yeah,
wife, she was in
yeah.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
She was in a couple other things too. What else was she in?
This could always be a good opportunity to do something else. Like maybe since you picked the movie, you could pick a creator profile. Since we already did Kevin Bacon, we could do an offshoot of somebody else, like somebody else that you might choose.
Oh, like just somebody random.
Yeah, just a random person that you think, well, we might not ever get a chance to do this person, but he'd be a good person to do. Or she, or whatever. You know what I mean? So, because let's face it.
It's just like, and since it's spooky month, you could do like some
Exactly,
spooky
somebody
random.
horror related. I think last year we did it kind of that way, and I think we did.
I know who I'm going to pick then.
Okay, well, you have to let me know.
I will.
Okay.
I think
All right,
right
so
now.
next week we're going to do Stir of Echoes and a random
Have you seen
creator
my card?
profile, not the one from the movie. So, because we already did Kevin Bacon. So from there, we will see you next week for Stir of Echoes. And oh, hold on. Yeah,
Yeah, don't forget
Don't forget
those.
Yeah.
fancy stuff down there. So anyway, next week Stir of Echoes, and we will see you there.
Later.
Peace.
Deuces.
Later.
Goodbye.
Bye.